Whatever's on this screen is what plays here and here. Spiritual, soul, and body. All right? You know what in the original language, you know what the meaning of the word heal or healing is? What? Please hear this. Here's what it means. This is the truth. Blinded by the light. Blinded by the light. So, stay with me. We're about to get really practical. If there was some way that I could get love. How do you illustrate light on a chalkboard? Okay. If there was some way that I could get love and light on my heart screen, what this heart screen does is it shines into all of the images of the heart. And it blinds them with the light. And then it shines to the hypothalamus, which turns the stress switch off because now it's getting joy and peace instead of fear. Okay? So, how do I do that? I mean, for 20 years, I've been teaching teenagers and then people in counseling and then people in the healing codes to develop what I call truth-focused statements, which are not like affirmations because they're the truth, and a love picture, which can either be a loving picture that you already have or one that you make up. And that worked pretty good, but not good enough. Because the power's not mine. The light and love are not mine. And I can't manufacture them falsely. But God is all and in all. So does that mean He's here? Does that mean He can be here? And God is light and love. Okay? So, part 2. Well, wait a minute. Let's put that back. I told you that we're talking about the spiritual heart, not the physical heart, pump heart, right? I'm convinced that the spiritual heart is in the right brain, the limbic system, and the reticular formation. Roger Sperry won the Nobel Prize for doing split brain research. And what he found is that the left brain is responsible for words and very linear thinking. The right brain is responsible for images, for the processing of images, the encoding and recall of images for wise judgment and action, appropriate action. So images, instantaneous images, wisdom, and appropriate action come from the right brain, limbic system, and reticular formation. They do not come from the left brain. Now, the left brain, of course, has a very important role to play. We can have intention to do what I'm talking about tonight, okay? And a lot of that is left brain. I'm going to do it. I'm committed to it. And with my will that God gives me, I'm going to do it. But the spiritual heart, I believe, is up here. In the book of Genesis, the very first time the heart is talked about, it talks about the imaginations of the heart, and it talks about those visions being in the physical head. Okay? So the organ it relates that to physically is the head, not the pump heart. Okay? Which is hand in glove with the scientific research of Dr. Sperry and a whole bunch of other people since then, that's the control center of everything in the body and mind and heart and soul and spirit. Okay. So that means that this screen, if we're right, is here. Okay? You with me? Okay. So step one is think, feel, do, react, respond, everything in love. Whether it's my knee or you or the dog or a rose or my backache or no matter what it is, because I'm choosing love. I can choose anger, yeah. I can choose to be nice to you or angry to you. Well, I can choose to be loving to my back pain or unloving. Unloving makes it worse, so that doesn't sound like a very good choice to me. And loving makes it better. Okay? Step two is a meditation where you pray for whatever your issue is. Okay? So, we're going to do this with you in a minute, Lynette. We're going to have you pray for your stress, anxiety, your headache, and your heart palpitations. Okay? And I always pray, after I ask for those to be healed, I always pray, God, whatever you want, let that happen whether I like it or not. It's up to you whether you pray that, but I do. Okay? Then, after I pray, I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to envision this screen right here in me. Okay? I'm going to see it. I'm going to image it. In my mind's eye, I'm going to image it. And I'm going to say, either aloud or silently, the light and love of God on my heart screen, and nothing else. The light and love of God on my heart screen, and nothing else. The light and love of God on my heart screen, and nothing else. You can drop the nothing else after a while if you want to. The light and love of God on my heart screen. The light and love of God on my heart screen. I don't want anything in my heart except the light and love of God. I don't want anything in my soul, my mind, my thoughts, my beliefs, except the light and love of God. I don't want anything in my body. I don't want anything in that knee except the light and love of God. I don't want anything in that left lower back pain except the light and love of God. And that's what I asked to happen, because that's all that I want to be on my heart screen. Now, here's what I believe. If the light and love of God is on my heart screen and nothing else, this heart screen is in the heart. It's just that the spiritual heart, I believe, is here. So when the light and love of God is on that heart screen, whatever's on that heart screen shines back into the images of the heart and all over the body. So it shines out to the soul, which is my conscious mind, will, and emotions, and to my physical body, especially the hypothalamus, which now gets a joy, peace signal instead of a fear signal. Okay? Now, some of you can't visualize. Hope has great difficulty trying to visualize something like that. If you can't, don't worry about it. Okay? Just close your eyes and say the words. Now, if you can write it on a piece of paper. See, Hope drew this, so she could draw this. And then up here, if I hadn't messed it up with my circles, she could draw a screen. And then she could put love, light, God on it. Okay? And she could kind of, and put that over there and sort of see that because she just drew it, even if she can't see it in her imagination or image maker. So if that's you, just do something like that and then say the words. The light and love of God on my heart screen and nothing else. The light and love of God on my heart screen and nothing else. The light and love of God on my heart screen. Nothing else. No fear, no anger, no sadness, no anxiety, no low self-worth. The light and love of God on my heart screen and nothing else. Now, if you can, and I believe, even if you can't picture it now, after a while, you'll get to where you can. Okay? But if you can picture it, picture it. Picture your heart screen because it's there. Now science can't find it, but I guarantee you it's there. You know how it's there? Imagine something that's not in front of you right now. See? Imagine a Christmas tree. It's got to be there or you couldn't do that. Right? Okay? So you've got one. All right? So picture it there and picture light. Light like no other light you've ever seen. The light of God. The holy, pure, loving light of God. Shining out to these cruddy images from generations and generations back. And from people who've dumped their junk into you. And from fearful imaginations you've had all your life. And each one of those things created a new fearful memory that added to your stress barrel. Right? Well, when this heart screen is full of light and love, it does the opposite. It's the antidote. And it heals these, just as the Word says, by blinding them with the light. But see, my light won't do it. At least not very well. Okay? Now, I've gone too long. I'm sorry. One last thing that I have to say. Please, oh, God, please. Don't let this become a God to you. Okay? There is a God. I'm not Him. And if I'm not in right relationship with Him, I am dead. Literally, metaphorically, physically, I need Him for every breath. The love that I have is His. It's not mine. He just lets me use it, okay? This is all His truth anyway, right? I mean, I've made a few assumptions here, like the right brain thing. But regardless of where it is, it would still work the same way. Okay? So what I want to do, even though we're over time, let's start with you, Lynette. Has that gone down any more, or is it about the same? About the same. Okay, are you comfortable, or do you need to sit in something with a back? Okay, get as comfortable as you can. If you want to lean against the wall, you can. And what I'd like you to do is just silently to yourself say a prayer from your heart about these issues and tell me when you're done. Okay. Now I'd like you to close your eyes. Can you visualize a heart screen here, or can you not? Okay. Then I just want you to say very slowly and kind of prayerfully, nothing but the light and love of, no, not nothing. Just say, the light and love of God on my heart screen.
The light and love of God on my heart screen.
And nothing else. Again.
The light and love of God on my heart screen.
Again.
The light and love of God on my heart screen.
Again.
The light and love of God on my heart screen and nothing else.
All right. And now just the light and love of God on my heart screen.
The light and love of God on my heart screen.
Again.
The light and love of God on my heart screen.
Again.
The light and love of God on my heart screen.
Again.
The light and love of God on my heart screen.
Okay. Keep saying that to yourself. Okay. Any change here?
It's gone down.
Okay. The stress and anxiety?
It's gone down a little bit.
All right. Headache?
A little bit. 30 went down about 1.
1. Okay, so she's down to a 1 now.
No, each went down 1.
Oh, it went down 1.
3 and a 4.
To 3. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. You can go back to your seat. Thank you. And I would keep doing that. Now, before we leave, let's all do this, okay? So think about something that's bothering you, and this won't take long. We're about to get out of here. I'm sorry. I want you to think about something bothering you more than anything else in your life, okay? And rate it 0 to 10 as to how much it's bothering you. If there's a physical component, rate the physical 0 to 10. If there's a non-physical like anger, fear, rate that 0 to 10. Okay? And then I want you to spend just 60 seconds, because we're over time. We'd normally do this for 3 minutes. But I want you to spend just 60 seconds silently to yourself pouring love into that problem. Okay? Go ahead. Love, approval, acceptance, gratitude, thankfulness, and then permission to go. Okay, open your eyes. See where the 0 to 10s are. Anybody seen a significant shift down? Great. Okay. Now, I want you to say a prayer from your heart about that same issue. Take about, 15, 20 seconds. Say a prayer from your heart about the same issue. Okay, now, if you can picture the screen here with light on it, do that. If you can't, just say the words. Even if you can picture it, say the words to yourself. the love and light of God on my heart screen and nothing else. The love and light of God on my heart screen and nothing else. And let that light and love on your heart screen blind the destructive, fearful, dark images of your heart. Shine out to your soul and mind and blind your negative thoughts, emotions, actions and behaviors, beliefs, and then blind your hypothalamus and the cells of your body to take you out of stress mode to joy and peace. The light and love of God on my heart screen and nothing else. The light and love of God on my heart screen and nothing else. You can drop the nothing else. The light and love of God on my heart screen. The light and love of God on my heart screen. Okay, open your eyes. Who had the non-physical issue go all the way down? Cool. Who feels a difference physically? Great. Okay, that's your homework for tonight. I'd like you to take one or two of the significant issues of your life and pray about this before you do it to make sure you're okay with it spiritually, okay? But if you are, tonight, do this for some period of time. Get a 0 to 10 on your stress level before you do it, and then a 0 to 10 on your stress level after you do it, and do both parts. Pour love into your problems. It's your choice. You can fight against them if you want, but it's just going to make them worse. And then the light and love of God on your heart screen, rather than fear and falsehood that so many of us have lived in most of our lives. And that's what we're trying to get out of, okay?